Welcome back to Newsroom. I'm Chella Smith. This is your Middle East, U.S. entertainment news here on YouTube. I air on Fridays. I bring you the latest on reforms and economics of Iraq based on reports put out by the Middle East news media outlets. I do this weekly review and it's based off my interest. Thank you everyone for joining me. Last week we spoke about reassurances in Iraq and reforms. Let's take a look at this week's headlines. Shafak News reports Iraq ranks 30th globally in terms of gold reserves. Iraq has maintained its 30th position globally with the largest gold reserves according to the World Gold Council. The country has not bought gold since May, resulting in a holding of 132.7 tons of gold, representing 7.6 of its reserves. Iraq come in fourth place in the Arab regions with the largest gold reserves after Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Algeria, and Egypt. The United States, Germany, Italy, and Bosnia are other countries with the largest gold holdings. Financial expert Mohammed Al-Hassani has said that the countries like Iraq diversify their gold portfolios to reduce risk of fluctuating from crises and currency devaluations. And the Central Bank of Iraq has revealed inflation trends in Iraq and the region. The Central Bank of Iraq reported low inflation rates in August 2023, down from 4.4% in August 2022, compared to other countries like Iran, Turkey, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, indicating acceptable limits. And the Central Bank of Iraq has granted Iraqi banks the right to import foreign exchange from outside of Iraq under 5 conditions. These conditions include meeting Ziankham's request for registered companies, submitting a request to the Banking Control Department, entering payment exclusively through airports, registering shipments, serial numbers, and providing the central bank with the name of the foreign shipping company and its license. The Central Bank of Iraq will continue to provide foreign currencies to meet customers' requirements. The central bank has also resumed the sales of bullion and gold coins through an electronic platform. The Central Bank of Iraq has resumed the sales of bullion and gold coins via an electronic platform, allowing governments and private banks to apply for those purchases, following instruction and controls issued by the banks. America is resuming Kurdistan oil exports and drafting an oil and gas law. The Kurdistan Regional Government Ministry of Natural Resources has confirmed that the American diplomatic delegation is closely monitoring the process of resuming oil exports through the region's pipeline to Turkey and legislating the oil and gas law. An American Consul General in Erbil, Mark Strahl, expresses his pleasure in investing in the electricity, energy, and oil sector. The Kurdistan Ministry of Electricity and Natural Resources, Kamal Mohammed Shaleh, expressed gratitude for America's role in addressing the oil and gas issue, expanding investments, and improving the federal oil and gas law. And now let's recap on Iraq's pursuit of the unified oil law since 2017 is seen as a step towards a national unity, but may threaten Kurdistan's semi-anonymous status and exclude the Western energy involvement. Russia and China are increasingly their presence in Iraq's oil markets, capitalizing on reduced U.S. influence in the Middle East and leveraging strategic alliance. The new oil law controlled from Baghdad is intended to merge all oil and gas productions in Iraq, consolidating power and possibly markets a shift away from Western energy dominance. The journey began in September 2017 with the non-binding vote on independence for the people of semi-anonymous regions of the Kurdistans in northern Iraq. Russia broad foreign policy since the foundation of the Soviet Union has been to project its own solutions into regions of chaos. And in September 2017, Russia aimed to establish its presence in the semi-anonymous region of the Kurdistans until it could extend its scope into the southern Iraq and persuade over unification of the two Iraqi regions into one country over which it could exercise control. The Kurds and the Iraqi government have differing views on the amount that they will receive from the government. The Kurds believe it should be more than 17% of the federal after sovereign expenses, while the Kurds also believe it should be closer to 26%. The legal basis for the Kurds selling oil from their region is unclear, and the Kurds have authority under Article 112 and 115 of the Iraqi Constitution. The U.S. has also downsized its presence in the Middle East, withdrawing from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action with Iran, Syria, and Afghanistan. Meanwhile, Russia's key ally, China, has been making inroads into several Middle Eastern countries, causing southern Iraq to move into Russia and China's sphere of influence, while northern Kurdistan's Iraq becomes increasingly isolated. New Iraq's Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has announced a new unified oil law governed by Baghdad to govern oil and gas productions and investments in Iraq and its anonymous Kurdistan region. A high-ranking Kremlin official stated that keeping the West out of energy deals is Iraq and closer to new Iran-Saudi axis could lead to West final dismiss. And the development fund in Iraq is being supported through an international approach. The Parliamentary Investment Committee has announced an international approach to support the development fund in Iraq. The committee has established the Investment Development Fund for the first time and allocated 1 trillion dinars to it. The committee met with the Prime Minister's advisor for investment affairs, who is the CEO of the fund. The fund will establish a funded through an internal system for investments, mimicking countries investing in neighboring countries with investment funds. The financial advisor to Prime Minister Mauser Mohammed Shaleh has revealed the mechanisms for establishing sovereign funds, which could be approved if there is a surplus in the general budget. And the Baghdad dollar surges to 168 following significant stock exchange speculation. The U.S. dollar exchange rate surges in Baghdad, reaching 168,000 dinars for $100 due to speculation and market scarcity, reaching 166,800 dinars per note on Al Khaifa Stock Exchange. Iraq has joined the 2001 agreement aimed at safeguarding culture heritage and reclaiming stolen culture items. Iraq has signed 2 agreements, the UNIJOY 1995 and 2001 agreement to protect underwater cultural heritage and recover stolen or illegally exported culture objects. The signing ceremony, attended by the Antiquities and Laith Majid Hussein, aimed to protect Iraq's cultural heritage and ensure the recovery of stolen or smuggled artifacts. The authorization will deposit with special authorities. U.S. Ambassador Elena Romanowski confirms the U.S. presence in Iraq aimed to help defeat terrorism and ensure stability. The Victory Coalition head of Haider al-Abadi met with Romanowski to discuss the situation in Iraq and the recent Zionist aggression on Palestinians. Abadi condemned the bias in favor of Israel and calls for humanitarian assistance. And you've been watching Newsroom Weekly Review. I'm Chella Smith with your Middle East U.S. entertainment news on reforms and economics of Iraq. I bring you the latest dinar news without having to keep up with all the different outlets. I'm here on YouTube every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe and turn those notification bells on. If you like my content, you can give me a thumbs up. If you really like my content, you can always seed a super chat or a super thanks in the comment section below. Again, thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for visiting Newsroom Chella Smith for your trusted dinar news. Today's video was early. I do have a funeral to attend to later on this evening, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Make sure you join us Fridays, 4 p.m. with Newsroom Updates with Chella Smith Entertainment News.